We'll be starting in just a moment, folks. All right, here we go. There we go. Perfect. I love when a plan comes together. All right, now we just have to share the screen. I think we're good to go. There we go. And now share the screen. There we go. We're almost there. Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Wow, we got a big house here. Good morning, everybody. Let's start. We got Omar, Zen Master, Ben, David, Ivano, Deanna, Roddy, Devin, Robert, Vernon, Patrick, Glenn, Cam, Jody, Michael, Jill, Sarah. Wow, going by too fast. Sandra, Sarah, Sandra, Timothy, W. Wong, Philip, Sassy Trainer, Carrie, Dave, Kana, Darren, Motown Guy, Rice, Ray, Steven, Michael, Frankie, Art, Todd, Robert, Lawrence, Manuel, Billy, Motown Guy, Richard, Nathan. We got a lot of people here. A lot of people here. Good morning, Richard from Puente Gorda. I hope you are doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. Let me go ahead and put that on, put the Zoom on, and we'll get going. All right. You guys should be able to see my screen okay. Good morning, Richard, Dave, Stacy, Tony, Charlie, Audrey, Terrence, Pete, Peter. Good morning, and good morning. David, Ron, Krish, JB, CJ. Let's see. We got already 162 people here. We've barely been here for a minute. Sandra, Samson, Ronald, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing great. Happy Friday. I got to be honest, I'm a little tired. It's been a long week. Ali, good morning. Brian, good morning. And my assistant Matt wasn't here yesterday. I had to get help from Megan yesterday. Here's a picture of Megan. She was my assistant yesterday. That's who was helping me yesterday, Murray. Clyde was on a strike. That's right. Brian, Ali, Murray, Yojo. That's it. Richard, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing great. Let me just post a couple of links here, and we will be in business. So here's my VIP room link. I'll be very fast. I don't have anything to promote today. I'm just here for you guys today, honestly, as I am for most days. Why is this thing not letting me cut and paste anything? It's weird, very strange. Okay, here we go. That's weird. All right, I'll post it in a bit. That's strange, very strange. 1 second, folks. 1 second. Oh, well, whatever it is, it is. I'll figure it out later. Charlie, good morning. Santiago, Marcus, good morning. Yes, better working conditions. The new assistant seems more efficient than Clyde. Oh, I don't know. That Clyde is pretty frisky. Very frisky Clyde. Why is my having problems with my... Oh, here it is. Okay, now it is. Now it's working okay. All right, see if I could do this. If not, I don't care. I'm done with this thing. No, that's not it either. Huh. For some reason... Okay, now I can do it. Okay, good. Now we're good. So here's my link to the VIP room, okay? And if you guys like to check out the A-line, which has had 18 winners in a row, there's a replay going on. Here's a link for that. And that's about the extent of my advertising for today. All right, let's begin. We've got a lot to talk about. All right. Clyde wants his contract two naps during the day. Yep, that's what he wants, Murray. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the market, shall we? Good morning, Send. Good morning, Eagle Beagle. Good morning. And thank you for the testimonials yesterday on Russell's video. I do appreciate it. Very nice of you guys. Thank you for doing that. Okay. So NASDAQ is a little softer this morning. The Dow is doing pretty good. This is randomness. We're finally starting to, the hangover post earnings is starting to creep up on the market. Reality is starting to set in. People are realizing that there's not going to be anything going on for 2 months because the new president doesn't even take office. And then after the president takes office, it's going to take months, sometimes even years, to for policy change to take place. And then they find out that the president doesn't even have they find out that the president doesn't even have the control to do what it is that they think he's going to do, and then they get disappointed, and then life goes back to normal. And again, I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but I'm just trying to be more practical about the reality of what's going on. You know, it's like prohibition. You know, when prohibition came, everybody was celebrating, and then a week later, it was like business as usual. So again, NASDAQ is down a little bit. Russell is down a little bit. Now, remember, a lot of the upside that we saw in the last 2 days came from the NASDAQ. And if the NASDAQ doesn't have firepower, and if the Russell doesn't have firepower, we gotta rely on the blue chips. And the blue chips were not all that strong yesterday to begin with. Enlarge what, David? There's nothing to enlarge. I have my full screen on right now. When it's something to enlarge, I'll enlarge, but there's nothing to enlarge right now. Moondog is in the house. David, stop looking at your iPhone and start looking on a normal computer. Great, Roger Staff. We don't have to worry. No, you don't have to worry about it too much. Now, I'm not saying that this is instability, a little profit taking, and also, just FYI, I just wanted to bring something to your attention before we begin. Here, let me move this here. Just want to show you guys something. Net, some tech stocks, not chip stocks, net stocks. Down 6% at the open today. FT&T. Down at the open today. Pins. These are all stocks that had earnings yesterday. Okay, down. Those are pretty big. I mean, they're not big, but they are tech stocks, and all three had negative reactions. That's not good. A few stocks had positive reactions. Good morning, Jacques, and I'll go over them. Scampy, good morning, and I'll go over them in a few minutes. Also, by the way, here is Cam. I know a lot of people love Cam and Customer Service Live. Here's the link for this. This link will help you get to where you need to go if you're looking for Cam and Gustavo, the Cam and Gustavo show, AKA Angus Young from AC/DC. All right. So again, some second tier tech stocks are not doing well. Also keep in mind, if the large FANG stocks didn't do so well, how are the chip stocks going to do when the FANG stocks did not have good forward-looking statements and now not good statements, and the tech stocks, the chip stocks did not have good forward-looking statements. So next week may be a little bit bumpy, okay? Maybe a little bit bumpy. By the way, if you're on YouTube, which is the only place we broadcast this, hit the like button, the thumbs up button, and subscribe to this channel, okay? Hit the thumbs up button, all right? Mr. AC/DC. Gonna have to get you a SG, a cherry red SG, and a Marshall stack and some of those shorts. Actually, I have the Marshall stack for you, Cam. That I have. We just need to get you an SG and the shorts, and you're ready to go. I still have my Marshall stack from the 80s. It's probably worth $20,000. All right. All right. So again, this is one of the reasons why you're seeing a little cool off in the NASDAQ. And remember, when you see divergence between blue chips and NASDAQ, that's not a good sign. Okay. That's not a good sign. That means the market's going to be wonky. Why is that, Roger? Well, think about all the mutual funds and all the ETFs that combine Dow stocks and NASDAQ stocks. Let me give you a really good example. Okay. NVIDIA just became a Dow stock, okay? So you've got Dow stocks that are a little bit up, and you have tech stocks that are down. And imagine somebody buying NVIDIA within a fund. That fund will naturally fluctuate. So it creates this type of a trading action. It takes away from the glides. You might have noticed the last few days the market was gliding. It was gliding because everything was moving in the same direction. All right. Yeah, it's a JMC, it's a 1980s JMC Marshall 800 head, the ones they use on rock concerts. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like that. Another profitable week, Clyde. Good, Alan. Good, good, good. Dr. Serena, 9 minutes, 350 people. I like that. Make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. From what I hear, it's really good for search engines. But again, you're going to be very, very cautious this morning. One good thing about today, we'll actually get a chance to see which tech stocks are really strong and which ones are not. Okay? All right. Here, I'll try it, Dave. Let's see. Control plus. Let's see. Control plus. Yeah, it can make it a little bigger, but then it's too big for me, you see? I need to be able to see it too. Oh, Stacy, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice. I'm a little tired today. I'm a little tired. Matt wasn't here. I've been doing 3-4 hours live talks every day this week. It's getting to me a little bit. I am human. Gold market. Gold is down. Gold is down right now, but we did take out the high. The fact that we took out the high is very important. My next step for the gold market is to get above the A line right here, the 27.24. I don't care if we close lower. I care about making higher highs, okay? Net doldrum to first 100 days. There you go. I'll talk about the 90-10 as well today, Carlos. I'm actually going to talk about the 90-10 extensively in the VIP room today. I hope you guys can make it. Here's the link for that. But I will bring it up today as well. We may start seeing some 90-10s, and I will be bringing that up. There'll be a structure change in Washington. We will have a lot of problems with money and policies. We're going to have a lot of stuff. Yeah, David, it interferes with me. When it's really small, like yesterday, Stock Fetcher, I agree with you. But this now I can't see. It's too much for me. So again, I'm not bearish on gold. I'm actually starting to get more bullish on gold. I like this move yesterday, and this is what we're seeing today. Again, don't get so hung up. Don't get so hung up on. No, not a bad candle, Richard. Exactly. Don't get hung up on whether we're red or green. Get hung up on whether we took out the high, the previous day's high or low. That's really more important, okay? The fact that we didn't close, I used to get really hung up on one of my biggest pet peeves from when I would say from early 2000s to 2010. I used to really pay attention to not just whether we closed higher. I used to pay a lot of attention of where we closed on the day. In other words, did we close in the bottom 25th percentile? Did we close in the upper 25th percentile? Did we close on the low of the day? Did we close on the high of the day? And not to say that's not important, especially if the market just started moving. It is important, especially after a compression. But one of the things you want to pay attention to, again, is I started zooming out more and more. And I realized that it's a lot more important to see a price level broken out, especially if you're not intraday trading, than just merely where we close on the day, okay? So if I had to choose between the two, I would say the fact that we make a higher high or a lower low is a lot more important than where we close that day, okay? Yeah, a lot of stuff, Eagle. A lot of stuff. 380. Yeah, smash the like button, guys. How many likes do we have now? I can't refresh the page, but I'll give myself a like. How about that? Alan says, if gold rises, does that mean stocks may cool off? No. When the economy picks up, when the economy gets stronger, it's actually good for the gold market. And when the economy picks up, Alan, when the economy picks up, interest rates go down, and when interest rates go down, money goes into the gold market. Gold is is a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness. So just FYI. So no, it doesn't necessarily mean gold is going to go down. Hey Bob, how are you? Good to see you here. 93 likes so far. All right, let's see if we can get 250 likes today, okay? Good morning, Doctor. I'm sorry, not Dr. Serena. Deb. Good morning, Deb. 400 in less than 15 minutes. I like that. It used to take us 45 minutes to get 400. Now we get it in 15 minutes. So yeah, gold is not a bad sign. And remember, interest rates go down, it makes gold carrying costs less. And people want to preserve as much asset as possible. So one of the things that happens is gold, the carrying cost. Remember, carrying cost when interest rate is high, storage cost and carrying cost for gold is higher. When interest rates are lower, carrying costs and storage costs for gold are lower, which causes price to go up. Also, the lower the interest rates, folks try to figure where to put their money for added safety, and gold is one of those assets. So it's like a triple whammy. It's a good question, Alan. It's a good question. If my voice breaks up a little bit today, I apologize. It's been a very long week. Most people know that. Crude oil. Well, you guys know my opinion of crude oil. My crude oil opinion. Hey, Jill, thank you so much for posting that. I appreciate it. And good morning to you. We are still below the 100-day moving average. We're pinched between the 50-day moving average and the 100-day moving average. We have we have the quarter to date VWAP right here. We have the 8-day MA. As you can see, we're really bunched in. And also, just and again, please don't make this political. The election's over. Let's don't. I know there are a few folks in this room. If I say anything to do with politics, like the election is over, they automatically think I'm talking politics. I'm not. I'm using this for context. Okay. Why? Because it's much more important to me that there's going to be a market moving event. The type of event, what will happen in that event is much less important to me than to know it's a market moving event, because then I can react accordingly. Okay. So please don't get caught up in the political stuff. I'm really not. That's right, RJ. Happy Friday to you too. I'm not really big on any of that. But what I wanted to say was, the election was just a few days ago. You might have noticed that we didn't really see that much of a shift in crude oil prices post-election or pre-election or during the election. Energy prices were not really moved much. Now, interestingly, Trump is very oil companies love Trump. Oil companies love. Yeah, I'm trying to deal with the facts. Oil companies love Trump. Trump equals less regulations. Why do you think bank stocks bolted when they heard Trump was going to win, right? Republicans better for less regulatory stuff. Chevron, they love Trump. They love Trump. Most people know that oil companies and bank companies love Republicans. Again, I'm not getting into deep policy here, please. I'm being very broad, okay? We're being very, very broad right now. Yeah, customer service issue, but how is your VWAP set up? What is the standard deviation you use? It is a customer service question. Gustavo and Cam will show you how to do it. Here's a link for it, and I don't use standard deviations. Here's a link for you right here. That's all right. It's all good. All right, Robert. Bob says 136 likes. I call you Bob. I don't call you Robert. Bob says 136 likes. Let's see if we can get to 200, all right? And we got 430 people in the room. So my point is, the fact that energy stocks and the fact that energy couldn't rally too much post-election tells me that there's just not much there. And it's telling me that most likely than not, we're going to cool off and come back down. There just isn't a reason for energy to rally. It doesn't mean energy is going to come down and fall apart, but as the economy improves, commodity prices typically get a little cheaper. And if commodity prices get a little cheaper, We are, according to Powell, entering a deflationary period, which means we should see more downside for the energy market. And again, as I mentioned several times, if you look at this trend, it's not really a bullish trend by any stretch of the imagination. So my suggestion would be to continue banging out bearish energy stocks as they come on my radar. Yeah, Bob, exactly. That's what I thought. It says Robert on YouTube. That's what threw me off, Bob. Again, here's a replay from yesterday link. Here's a link to my VIP room. Again, that's the only thing I'm selling you guys today. I'm selling you the fact that I'll be doing a free live class at noon. That's my sale. I got to fire myself. I'm a really bad salesman. I'm advertising a free class at noon that I'm going to be doing to help you and give you free trades over the weekend. That's my fame my fame, part of your boot camp class. Yeah, and it's also part of your boot camp class. Thank you, Gustavo. I appreciate it. So again, I'm just not seeing any love for the energy market. Don't think we're going to fall apart. We're breaking down. But if I see an energy stock that's got bad fundamentals, got sold off, I will be shorting those stocks. Now, if we get above the 200-day moving average, uh, does it look like a Head and Shoulders? Yeah, it kind of, yeah, a little bit right here. Yeah. Anyway, if it goes above the 200-day moving average, I will reassess. I will reassess my point of view. Okay. But until we stay there, I would just say choppy and you go with the direction, which means if you see a really, really strong energy stock or related energy stock, and no, I'm not talking about utility stocks, I'm talking about energy stocks. Don't confuse utility stocks with energy stocks. It's a completely different thing. Right, my claim to fame, Francis, giving out free stuff. That's my claim to fame. My 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 claim to fame. Thank you. The 10-year. Oh boy. All right. So what happened with the 10-year yesterday? What happened with Powell? Well, I'm going to tell you something, and I do want to talk a little bit about this. And this was shocking. Okay. First of all, okay. And folks, again, I'm going to get a little political with you here. I'm qualified. I'm actually not going to talk about political. I'm going to talk about legal stuff. And I know I'm going to hurt a lot of feelings right now, okay? But I'm being factual. I'm not giving you my opinion. And actually, I have a law degree. I'm qualified to talk about this. I actually am very qualified to talk about this. A lot of folks who are about to be elected for president, they say a lot of things. They make a lot of claims. Some of those claims are going to happen. Some of those claims are not going to happen. What a lot of people do not realize, and folks, I'm going to give you a little cold water on you right now. But please listen. I'm not saying this out of hate for anybody. Okay, I'm perfectly happy with the current political structure. My point is this: that, and you will find this out the hard way if you don't listen to me right now. The president has executive power. The executive power is about this narrow. It's this narrow, okay? There are very few things the president can do on his own, okay? Okay. A lot of times presidents debate and they puff and huff and they try to sell themselves to you. And they try to tell you, "Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that." And 80% of those things they don't have the power to do, whether they know it or not. Most of them have not read the Constitution. Fortunately, I have. I have a law degree. I am actually qualified to talk about this. If you read the Constitution and if you read the actual presidential power, you will find it's this thin. It's very, very small, which means people are now going to be very surprised when things that Trump said are going to happen are not going to happen because he has no control over it. Okay? For instance, Trump kept saying he's going to fire Powell. Okay? Trump has about as much power to fire Powell as I have to fire Trump. It has no, they're completely separate branches of government, okay? I know, JT, but I don't want to say they lie off their butt. I don't want to say that because there's a lot, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But the point is, 90% of the things that you think the president is going to do, the president cannot do. He doesn't have the power. So if you start hearing things like, he can't fire me, he doesn't have the power, don't get shocked. That's just how it works. Okay. So again, I'm just want to let you know that the president has executive power. It's a very limited power. So don't be surprised if you hear things in the next couple of months like he can't do that. He can't do it. It's not because something is wrong. It's just because it's just the way the life works, and it's the way our constitution's been done. So yesterday, yes, he can make life very miserable, mostly for himself. So yesterday, people were shocked when now Powell was asked three times this in three different ways. Are you fearful he's going to fire you? No. What do you? He's not allowed by law. His answers were very clear and they were very honest. So don't get disappointed if you see Powell. If you see Powell no, it's not. Don't. Exactly. So my point is, let's all cool off with what we think is going to happen and what the president can do. Please, cool, let's all take it down a notch, okay? The point was Powell yesterday, for the first time ever. I don't know. He must have. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he was doing it on purpose or not. But Powell yesterday was pretending to be Greenspan. I don't know what's going to happen with the economy. I'm not going to make any predictions. Well, really? You've been making crazy predictions for the last 2 years. All of a sudden, he's not making any predictions. All right. All right. So I was surprised. Notice the market barely moved after Powell's statements. He basically was saying, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to make any commitments to anything, and we're just going to take it one day at a time. That's how Greenspan used to speak. All right. Yeah, it was illegal for him to fire him. Exactly. So my point here is yes, Jeff, you're right. Yes. I'm glad you guys are smart. And again, this is not, please don't get into whole Republican, Democrat, nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. Okay. Just letting you know the president's power is very limited and there's very little the president can do. Okay. But yes, he can make everybody's lives miserable. But as far as actually getting stuff done, it's not as easy. And Powell kind of said that yesterday. Your reaction was tame considering Powell showed no path. He had Greenspan. But this is good for the market. The market's now going to be more speculative. And that's hopefully going to drive the bond market back up and the rates on your adjustable mortgage a little lower. But I didn't see yesterday anything impacting the path of interest rates. Okay. Does wind and solar productivity mess? They have an inverse relationship. More the other way around, Robert. It's rephrase your question. Does wind and solar productivity mess with oil? No, but oil messes with them. The bigger one is the one that always messes with the little one. No, Kevin, there's still, listen, guys, I don't want to have a political discussion. This is not a political discussion. I'm talking about Powell and his reaction yesterday, which I thought was funny. Okay, and that's why I'm bringing this up. I'm just letting you know, don't be so disappointed if a lot of things you think will happen won't happen simply because the executive power is this limited. Okay, all right. Volatility. Oh, China. We're still boxed in, and look at where we're at right now. China is not helping U.S. either. Right, Jeff. Right. That's what we're doing, Manuel. So look at China. Look at China. Down almost 5%. This is not going to help us out. This is not going to help us out today, okay? At all. What about volatility? Well, volatility right now, and I'm going to draw a line right here. This is very important, okay? Volatility right now is literally at 15. That means there is absolutely nothing going on, okay? And notice there's a floor here. There's a floor here. Notice there's a floor here, a big floor here. This tells me that there's a really good chance volatility might have bottomed out. And if volatility bottomed out, we may start seeing some upside. If we start seeing some upside, exactly, Alan, exactly. What do you think will happen to equities if 10-year keeps going down? It's going to keep putting more pressure on blue chip stocks. Good question. We have moved on, guys. We've moved on already. We've moved on. So again, we're at a support level. We're at a support level. It's only proper that I talk about Powell after what happened yesterday, and after he was asked the same question 3 times, and every time his answer got stronger and stronger. So again, we're at a major support level right here. The question now is, are we going to go higher to the 18 level, or are we going to break this level? It's going to be very hard for us to break this level. Let me show you on a daily chart. You see where we're at right now? Look at this level. What happens every time we come down to this level? At least since summer. Now we could go lower. But I don't think so. We have too much volatility, too much going on right now. So with this big of a break in volatility, I'm expecting a little pullback. So don't be surprised to see volatility come back to the $18 level. Okay. Yes, Marge, I agree with you 100%. Yes. Okay. So we have a pretty good idea of the T-bond. The T-bond is doing exactly actually what the stock. You are not going to name the stock that we have in the pit, but it looks very similar to how the T-bond is looking right now. So volatility, I'm a little nervous here. All right, let's put everything together now and talk about the broad market. I can make this bigger. See that we can do. Exactly. Exactly. There's a lot of transition. There's going to be a lot. And remember, the next 2 months are going to be very wait and see mode. So be careful. Not sure. Not sure. But we're either going to go right here to the year to date VWAP, or we're going to continue breaking down. And if we come up to the 111 area, the odds are high we're going to come up here. Otherwise, we're just going to cool off. Also, the odds are we're going to find out within the next few days, especially if this just continues breaking down. Okay. Hey, Ivan, good morning. We got 510 people here. How many likes do we have? Folks, make sure to like us and subscribe. All right, so let's put everything together now, okay? What will make the 10-year go back up? The Fed becoming more aggressive and the economy getting better. The long bond is not happy with what it's seeing right now. Yeah, the 10-year opened lower this morning. That's right. Okay. Federal cut. They cut their interest rates, and what impact did that have on the bond market? None whatsoever. It's all well priced in right now. Labor market conditions have generally eased, he said, reiterated that unemployment rate has moved up but remains low. In addition, the statement eliminated the reference to further inflation progress, instead noting that inflation has made progress towards the 2% objective but remains somewhat elevated. I don't agree with him based on what we've seen. From the labor market numbers, especially the CPI and the PPI. I don't agree with him. As a matter of fact, I am willing to take the argument that a lot of inflation has not seen any progress in the last few years. And all I have to do is ask you guys. Oh, that's okay, Dr. Serena. It's cool. All I have to do is ask you guys, have you guys seen an improvement in inflation in anywhere? Have food prices come down? I mean, honestly, let me ask you. I haven't seen any reduction in inflation. Me too, Jeff. Me too. Has food prices gone down at all? Have you guys seen any improvement in inflation? Because look, the Powell can say whatever he wants to say, but you guys know the reality. You live in this world, right? No, I haven't seen any food prices go down. Well, guess what? That's 40% so what has gone down to 2%? Really 2%? So, and by the way, we live in the real world. He lives in a paper world. So no, I'm a little disappointed. See my point? Fast food coming down. Okay, they are the first person to say that. I'll check. I'm not. I'm not. I don't know. I don't eat fast food, but I'll take a look at it. Everybody I know is complaining. So, and food is a major. I mean, energy prices have gone down a little bit, but food prices have not. So again, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Yeah, I don't. Nobody's telling me food prices have gone down. Okay, so what has been declining? What about construction? Have you guys seen construction costs? I just replaced two big windows in my house for $6,000. Okay. All right. So ultimately it's going to impact us. It's going to come down to us. Powell also stated the U.S. presidential election will have no effect on Fed policy decision in the near term. I'm very glad to hear that. And believe it or not, I don't think him and Trump are best friends. So I'm hoping this will be the case. I'm hoping this will be the case. Um, Yesterday, the market continued notching all-time highs. S&P and Nasdaq, the Dow and the small caps did not make an all-time high. They were not Anderson windows, RJ. You don't understand the prices we pay around here. Yeah. $7,000 exactly. All right, let me give you my links again. And don't forget customer service live. Customer service live. Here's the link for that. Yeah, there you go, RJ. ARM Holdings, semiconductor company, gave us a little upside. Labor market unemployment right up to par. Now there's a 71% chance they're going to lower rates. They're going to have to really do something because there's now 28% no rate cuts. Meanwhile, the 10-year keeps going up. And remember, I'm pointing down, but remember, the 10-year note and yield are opposite of each other. So as this goes down, yield goes up. So as I'm going down, yield goes up. So very important, very important. We got consumer, I think this is already out. Let me see if this is already out. We don't have a lot of reports today. Consumer, no, 10 o'clock consumer sentiment comes out. So we got that before anything happens today. Deals from them to bring consumer buy. Yeah, I don't know. McDonald's is not necessarily doing all that great. All right, all right. Europe is down 1%, and they key off of US. They're down 1%. Mining and luxury stocks slumped on Friday. Healthcare outperformed. Healthcare is defensive. When healthcare goes up, usually fund stocks go down, okay? Just FYI. China, well, I don't have to tell you anything. I don't have to read anything to you. It's down almost 5%. Remember this? Yesterday we were up here. Now we're down here. We're still within this box. But reading about China and looking at the chart, it's like I'm looking at two different stories. Closed lower, reversing earlier gains. They're waiting for new stimulus measures. I'm not holding my breath. Japan closed higher, tracking overnight gains on Wall Street. Healthcare and tech stocks outperformed. That's really weird because usually when healthcare goes up, tech does not. They are very opposite of each other. Government data released on Friday showed Japanese household spending decline in September, which will put pressure on them hiking rates. All right. Yes, Bowman speaking is definitely something to watch. Hey, Gaston, welcome. That's okay, Brian. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For anybody who's just coming in, don't forget to hit the like button. I want to have 250 likes by the time we're done today. We have over 500 people in the room. Now, I did talk about Net, FTNT, and Pins having bad earnings. But at the same time, we had a really good report from Docs and Upstart and Toast. But Pin Interest, AB&B, and Fortinet and Net are going to be, so there's going to be some turbulence in technology today. Only 182. Come on, guys, give me a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything. All right, let's look at momentum levels. What did I warn you off yesterday? Now, this is important. Now we're getting into really important stuff. Yesterday, going into today, we had, oh, let me make this bigger so you guys can see here. Now I can make it bigger, okay? So see it's 604 and the regular number is 267. So this is yesterday. We were at 479 and 604. Right now, we are at 364. Wait a minute, Roger. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's not possible. Look, Roger, the stock market yesterday, what you're saying, Rogers, is mathematically impossible because look, how could that be? How could that's possible? The stock market yesterday made a swing high, made an all-time high. How can this number go from 600 to 364 when the market is making higher highs? How is that humanly possible? I'll tell you how that's possible. Because that's telling us that smaller stocks did not participate in the rally yesterday. It's telling us that now I'm going to tell you the most important thing I'm going to tell you today. Less stocks participated in driving the market higher yesterday. Roger, I don't think you know what you're talking about. I don't care what you think. This is a fact. 364, 604, smaller caps go down. Sometimes we could talk opinions, but sometimes we talk facts. And right now we're talking math. We're talking facts. The Dow didn't really help us yesterday. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, let me tell you what that means. I'm going to go back to the example that I've given you 1,000 times, but I'm hoping we have some new people here so you guys will hear it. You're sitting right here and somebody invited you to the Indy 500, okay? And you're watching a car practice and go around the track. You're sitting 500 feet back. You can't hear the engine, okay? And you're hearing the ones with the ETFs went from 479 here. For you forensic accountants out there, it went to 267 from here from 479 to 267. Let's just focus on the one I'm looking at. Let's focus on this one right here. 364 versus 604, okay? Let me just do this, okay? You're sitting there eating popcorn with your girlfriend or boyfriend or Murray's date, and you're sitting here and you're just seeing a car, and the car's driving 100 miles per hour, and you're like, wow, that car's driving 100 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the driver who's driving the car, he's like, wait a minute, I had 8 cylinders, now I'm driving on 4 cylinders. I have to push the gas pedal twice as hard to generate that 100 miles per hour spin. Now you're sitting there eating your popcorn and you don't know anything because you're sitting and you just see him driving 100 miles per hour. But he's going this. Yes, I said because he has to push the car twice as hard. So yesterday, the market was pushed so much harder on less stocks to go higher. And that, my friends, we call narrowing of momentum. And not just a narrowing of momentum by like 50 stocks. We're talking almost half. Almost half. All right, Pete, 221. Let's see if we can get to 250. My goal is to have about half the likes of the people here. That means half of you at least participating. Come on, guys, hit the like button. Show me some love. So this is very dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Because he has to because right now we have to push the gas pedal twice as hard to get more upside. Does that sound like a market that's going to continue going higher? Because if he continues pushing that gas pedal, that engine's going to blow. Capiche? Does everybody understand what I just said? And what I'm saying is not a theory according to GARP. It's a fact. 364, 604 yesterday. If you don't agree with me, that's your problem. Okay. So yes, first time hearing that term, narrowing of momentum. There you go. Yeah, piston is ready to pop. So my point is this is not healthy when you go from 604. Well, first of all, going to remember the usual we peak out at 500. Going to 600 alone is I don't think I've seen that in years, if ever. But going from 600 to 364, we're having some narrowing of momentum. There are less stocks driving the market higher by almost 50% in one day. Yay, we got 251 likes. That's a problem. That's a problem, okay? All right, now let's talk about levels. And I do have to go to work today. Matt is back. I'm hoping to get Kane in the VIP room today. I don't know if he's available, but I'll try. He's 3 hours behind, so I'll have to find out later. Right, Daniel, right. But you guys understand what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not good. It's not healthy, especially if the market continues going higher. Because if the market continues going higher, now you're asking, well, what sectors were participating that are not participating? I'll get into that in the VIP room today, actually. S&P 500, this is 25 days going back 1 hour. We are right here right now, and it looks like we're starting to lose a little bit of momentum this morning. Doesn't mean anything, but the level I'm looking at is 591.95. 591.95. And the next level is 585. And then we get into this first consolidation, and then we get into this real consolidation. Okay. There's a lot of, you could see all this the liquidity pocket right here and right here. But there's hardly any pocket here. We're developing value here. We need to go to a point where we build value, and there's a lot of value here. So you guys know that example I gave you with the A line, how grandma comes in and buys 100 shares here, and how institutions are buying 500,000 shares. Well, this is grandma, and this is the institutions. This is where the volume is right here. This is where the volume is right here. There's not a lot here yet. Now it could develop, it could stay here, or it could just come right back into value. Okay? The level you want to watch is 592 and 585. Let's talk QQQ. I got to get out of here soon, so I got to wrap this up. Is this helpful to you? Are you finding this helpful? Is this showing you the market in a different light? If it is, hit the like button. Hit the like button. So look at NASDAQ. This is where the volume is. This is where institutions were playing around. See why this is the 360 stocks going up, and this is the 600 stocks enjoying the party. This is where the volume is. This is where the institutions have been trading. This is where the fun is. Not here. Not here. Can you tell just by looking at it? Look at the volume exhibited here. Look at the volume exhibited here. I think I've said enough. 506.28, 598.80. Do you guys understand why I went short the day before yesterday in the pit? And no, please don't disclose the ticker symbol. But do you guys understand? It's a little too much too fast. Yay! Good. Good. Hit the like button. 540 people, Dr. Serena. Yeah, I'm trying to. And remember, it's Friday. What happens Friday? We usually peak out at about 1:30. We usually fizzle out after 1:30. And that's not taking into account that we pulled this week, which means the market's extra tired. You got to look at the market like a live person. You got to look at this like it's a live creature, like it's a living, breathing. This is the cumulative reaction of millions of people. Start looking at it the right way. Okay. See, you could see how much liquid. So look, let me show you guys something. A few people take action here. Thousands of people take action here. What price level do you think is more important? Right here or right here? I'll put my money on right here any day of the week and twice on Sunday. Unless this starts looking like this. Capiche? All right. SMH. Let's look at SMH. Very tired market. SMH. Look at SMH. What happened with SMH while everything was breaking out? SMH didn't break out. SMH barely broke out. We are still in the value area. Let's look at it on a daily. See, we never broke out on semiconductors. Yay, Gustavo. Oh, speaking of Gustavo, the Cam and Gustavo show. This link will help you get there. Thanks, Gustavo. Good to see you here, Gustavo. I like when you post. And Cam, too. Hey, Cam, you guys still have snow? Send me a new picture, Cam. So opportunities maybe to the short side or a little consolidation. Now, does that mean the market's going to just come right back down here? Well, it never broke out. Semiconductors never broke out. So if we can't go up and this comes down, what do you think will happen with this rally in the QQQ? What do you think will happen with this if semiconductors start cooling off? 258. Remember how influential semiconductors are to the whole market? Remember when semiconductors were just driving the whole bus for like 6 months beginning first part of this year? Oh yeah. 258.20, 255 and 262. We don't know, Carlos, but we're having it's giving us a good, indication, a good indication. But those are the levels on the QQQ. How about the Dow? Keep your eye on the Dow and keep your eye on IWM. Should we do that, Roger? I'll tell you why you should do that. You should do that because when the election results happened, financial stocks, Dow Jones, financial stocks, and small cap stocks rallied like a monkey, like crazy. But look at this. Yesterday, what happened to the Dow? This is the election happiness right here. This is the run up, but this is yesterday. This is yesterday, right here. Look. This is yesterday. Excitement, post-excitement, yesterday. The level on the Dow I would be watching right now would be 438. Let's just move this up a little bit here. 438 and 433 on the way down. Next level, 431. Where's all the volume here? Right here. Right here. And also which is also right here. So this is where the volume is on the SPY, right here. Right here. Very different when I show it to you guys, right? The way I do it, very different when we take everything apart, right? See, now you have a good understanding of, hey, if the Dow does this, the SPY will do this, and if the semiconductors come down, it'll put pressure on the technology sector. Do you guys starting to it? So let's look at IWM. Oh, look, couldn't break through this area. Either could the Dow. And what are we doing? We're already cooling off. What's the level here? 232.80, 238.61. Those are the two levels you need to pay attention to. Okay? All right, let me give you stocks that I'm looking at, and then I got to get out of here. And I'm sorry to disappoint you if these stocks are the same stocks that we've been giving you for the last few weeks. If I keep giving you the same stocks, that means everything I've been telling you has been working out because they only will be on my list if they continue making a 90-day high, a 50-day high, a 20-week high. And the only way they can do that is continuing whatever they've been doing. So if you hear me talk about the same stock from 2 weeks ago, that means you should spank yourself for not listening to me and getting in on it. AES. That's not always the case, but I'm just kind of saying that every time, the more stocks we give over and over and over again, that means the more that means the more consistent we are. That's all it means. Template, AES, Enphase, and Sunrun. This stock here and Run. They're both in the solar. And yes, I told you that solar stocks were going to break down. SPX premium dropped quite a bit this morning. Thank you, Jeff. Dave says your thoughts on it. My thoughts on what, Dave? I'm sorry. Dave, I'm sorry. I don't know what we're talking about here. Send me an email. Roger, here's my email address, guys. We're going to start getting a lot more people in this room between now and Christmas or Thanksgiving. So feel free to email me. Wow. Don is in Hawaii from 3:22 in the morning. You too. You too, Don. Thank you. I'm going to go horsey. I'm going to go watch my daughter ride horses tomorrow. What I typically do on the weekend, here, I'll tell you what I do on the weekends, okay? I wake up at 7 in the morning, I get dressed, and we drive to St. Augustine to watch my daughter ride horses with my wife. And while she's riding horses, we walk for about an hour and a half. Then we go have breakfast, and then I watch TV till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I fall asleep till 4. And that's pretty much it. And then on Sunday I rest all day, and then I'm fine, and then start looking at the markets after 3 o'clock. Hershey's, that's my weekend. I try not to do much on the weekend. Hershey's, we've been talking about this stock. Now, I want to ask you guys an interesting question. What does that look like right now? It looks exactly like the stock we're currently short in the pit. Please don't mention it. Don't ruin my morning, okay? But looks just like this right here. Hershey's. Good day to you too, Stacy. Yes, and TLT, Jeff, you're right. Hershey's, Crocs. How many times have I said? How many days in a row now? CRI keeps coming on my list. Here is a potential A line to the downside, actually. Also looks a lot like the stock we currently have in the pit. Nice. That's cool, Eagle. Must watch. Exactly, Brett. Good morning, Brett. An EG, another potential short to the downside. Also an A-line stock. Oh, I'll be talking about 90-10 setups today in the VIP room as well, especially if the market hicks up a little bit to the downside. We're going to have some lovely 90-10s. You don't want to miss the VIP room. Here is the link for that. And I'm hoping to get Kane there as well today. There you go. All right. Now let's do the long side. Healthcare. I haven't had healthcare on my list in a while. Cardinal Health and also Sienna. By the way, healthcare tends to be a defensive sector and tends to go up when technology and all those other stocks don't do so well. So Sienna and CAH are the two stocks. Please don't buy two related stocks. DoorDash still looks good. Zoom still looks good. Now I'm going to give you a couple of stocks that you've never heard before. I've never given you these stocks before. They've never been on our list before. Palantir. Wait for this thing to come down to the 8-day EMA, 50-40 right here. It's a little overdone. A lot of these stocks look overdone. IoT. Beautiful stock. Beautiful stock. MSTR. Still looks good. I would wait for 251. Cisco. I know. It's crazy, right? We've never had these stocks before. Net didn't do so well. HG, Net was down this morning, just FYI. Cisco, wait for the A line right here. Walmart. Walmart actually looks really good right now. I prefer to buy it right here at 83.37. I'm going to set an alert when I get to work. Actually, can't get any more detailed with you guys than that. I mean, talking about where I'm going to set alert. General Motors still looks good. Please wait for the A line. This could be a post earnings rally. Although I don't think GM and Trump are really like aligned or anything like that. But regardless, less regulatory. Republicans are less regulatory. Roblox, wait for us to get to the A line. S Oh, A&T. Thank you, HG. Yes, A&T is a great company. S. Thank you. I did not understand what you were saying, or actually, I didn't. I just didn't see it. Hit the like button, guys. We're almost done here. And Bill Holdings. Yes, I gave you this stock. Oh, not today. Forget Bill today. Bill is a little overextended. I guess it had earnings. So no Bill today. Forget Bill. Everything else is good to go. All right. I will be, remember, the Cam and Gustavo show or the Gustavo Cam show. Check it out. If you want to check out my A line where we had 18 winners in a row, uh, that's that link I gave you there. And don't forget customer service live right here. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Folks, thank you so much. I hope to see you in the VIP room. If you guys anything relating to trading, here is what I said. And please don't take what I said about presidents and Powell and the executive. I'm talking about the market and impact on the market. I'm not that big on the political end of it, okay? I'll see you guys later. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Dr. Serena. 540 people. Let me just take a little snapshot of that. Oh, 540 people. I love it. Bye, everyone. See you soon. Stay out of trouble and be careful of the upside right now. I'm very, very skeptical, okay? Even if I'm wrong, I